Hey everyone, it's Miss Spencer. Today we'll be learning how to represent numbers in different forms. We're going to start with the number 428. The first thing I'm going to do is place 428 in a place value chart in case I forget which place value each of the digits are in. The way 428 is written at the top is known as standard form. We're first going to rewrite 428 in word form. The way we rewrite a number in word form is just writing down how we would say the number out loud. We would say 428. So that's how I'm going to write it in the first column here for word form. Now we're going to try to rewrite 428 in unit form. This is when we write the digit and the place value it's in. The first digit I see is a 4, and I can see the 4 is in the hundreds place. So I'm going to write 4 hundreds. The next digit is the 2. The 2 is in the tens place, so I'm going to write 2 tens. And then finally, we see the number 8. The 8 is in the ones place, so I'm going to write 8 ones. This is one way that we can represent 428 in unit form. Another way we can rewrite 428 in unit form is by combining place values. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine the tens and hundreds so that I'm just going to read the number of tens in this number. You can see I've underlined the number 42. 2 is the last digit in that number, and the 2 is in the tens place. So I'm going to be writing down 42 tens because we have 4 hundreds, which is the same as having 40 tens. 40 tens and 4 hundreds are the same. And then we have 2 more tens over here. So we have 42 tens, and now we have 8 ones left over. Another way we can rewrite 428 in unit form is by combining all the place values. I'm going to underline all the digits. I can see I've underlined the number 428, and the 8, since it's the last digit in this number that I've underlined, is in the ones place. So I'm going to write 428 ones. That is the third way that we can rewrite 428 in unit form. We're going to now rewrite this number in expanded form. To do that, we can do it in 3 ways. The first way is just by using addition. So we write the value of each digit. Since the 4 is in the hundreds place, the value is 400. So we're going to write 400 plus, since the 2 is in the tens place, the value of the 2 is 20. So 400 plus 20, and the 8 is in the ones place. So the value of that 8 is just 8. 400 plus 20 plus 8. Now we're going to try writing 428 in expanded form using multiplication. What we do is we write the digit that we see times the place value it's in. Since the 4 is in the hundreds place, we're going to do 4 times 100. Now we're going to add the value of the next digit. The 2 is in the tens place, so we're going to do 2 times 10. Finally, the 8 is in the ones place, so we're going to do 8 times 1. Notice that there's an addition sign in between each of the place values or each of the multiplication sentences. That's because the 4 times 100 is saying that the value of the 4 is 100. 4 times 100 means the value of the 4 is 400, just like we see 400 up here. 2 times 10 means the value of the 2 is 20, which is like we see here, and 8 times 1 means the value of the 8 is 8, just like the 8 here. Finally, we're going to rewrite this number using exponents. It's very similar to what we just did here. It's just instead of writing 100, 10, or 1, we're going to rewrite it as an exponent. We know that 100 can be rewritten as 10 to the power of 2. So the 4 is the first digit we see. It's in the hundreds place, which can be rewritten as 10 to the power of 2. 2 is the next digit we see, and that's in the tens place. We can rewrite 10 as 10 to the power of 1. Finally, 8 is in the ones place, and we can rewrite 1 as 10 to the power of 0. Now we're going to try the same thing, but using decimals. You can see here we have 6 and 52 hundredths. We're going to first place this in the place value chart. We see the 6 is in the ones place, the 5 is in the tenths, and the 2 is in the hundredths. We'll start by writing this in word form, which is just how we would say it out loud. 6 and 52 hundredths. As a reminder, and is the word we use to represent the decimal point. Now let's write this number in unit form. We'll say the digit and the place value it's in. The 6 is in the ones place, so we're going to write 6 ones. The 5 is in the tenths place, so we'll write 5 tenths. The 2 is in the hundredths place, so we're going to write 2 hundredths. This is one way to write 6 and 52 hundredths in unit form. Another way is to combine place values. We can combine the 6 ones and the 5 tenths to see that there are 65 tenths, since the 5 is in the tenths place. As a reminder, there were 6 ones, which is the same as 60 tenths. 60 tenths plus the 5 tenths we have here total 65 tenths, which is how we got the 65. The leftover digit is the 2 in the hundredths, so we'll put 2 hundredths. This is the second way we can rewrite 6 and 52 hundredths in unit form. Finally, the third way is to combine all of the digits and all the place values. So you can see we've underlined 652, and since the 2 is in the hundredths place, we're going to label it as hundredths. 652 hundredths. Finally, we're going to rewrite this in expanded form. The first way is just using addition. We'll write the value of each of the digits. Since the 6 is in the ones place, it has a value of 6. The 5 is in the tenths place, so its value is 5 tenths. And the 2 is in the hundredths place, so the value is 2 hundredths. Now we're going to use multiplication. So we'll multiply the digit we see times the place value it's in. 6 is in the ones place, so we'll write 6 times 1. The 5 is in the tenths place, so 5 times 1 tenth. And the 2 is in the hundredths place, so 2 times 100th. This is the second way we can write 6 and 52 hundredths in expanded form. The final way is that we're going to rewrite 1 as an exponent, and I'm going to rewrite these decimals as fractions. So here, we know that the 6 is in the ones place, and we can rewrite 1 as 10 to the power of 0. So 6 times 10 to the power of 0, plus we know the 5 is in the tenths place, so 5 times 1 tenth. We can write 1 tenth as 1 over 10 or as 0.1. Either way is fine. Finally, the 2 is in the hundredths place, so I'm going to write 2 times 100th. Once again, you can write 100th as 1 over 100 or 0.01. Both ways represent 100th.